Welcome, beautiful people, to It's Been Said. I'm your host, Kat Wade, and Kat is spelled with a K. So excited to be with you this November evening. You know, we are a weekly radio broadcast where we empower individuals for positive living, because a negative mind will never give you a positive life. We are a safe outlet where guests can share their stories of how they have overcome challenges to live their desired life. Storytelling is awesome, and all of us have a story to tell. Our guests share personal life stories from their lived perspective. Everyone is born into their once-upon-a-lifetime story. We're just looking for our happily ever after. So good evening, beautiful people. So happy if you've all tuned in. And for those of you who are first listeners, welcome to It's Been Said. You know, we have a great guest this evening, and I'm going to allow him to introduce himself in a little while. But I need to read what I should have read last week, which was a ad from our charitable partners, Dignity House, because every month here on It's Been Said, we want to highlight Dignity House, who offer an incredibly wide range of services to support your mental health. Now, it's going to be done every first Monday. So tonight, we're going to share about metaphysical counseling. So get your pen and paper down now, because you're going to have to know about this. So here it begins. At Dignity House, healing is more than a process. It's a journey of the mind, body, and spirit. Leading the way in this approach is Dr. Alexis Swan, and we had her and Chris on not too long ago on here on It's Been Said. A metaphysical counselor at Dignity House. Dr. Swan specializes in helping clients reconnect with their deeper energetic selves through a discipline known as metaphysical counseling, a holistic practice that blends psychology, spirituality, and the science of energy. So what exactly is metaphysics? Metaphysics is the study of being. It looks beyond the physical to explore the energy, consciousness, and unseen forces that shape our experiences. It asks the deeper questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the nature of my reality? At Dignity House, metaphysics forms the energetic foundation of our mental and emotional health. When those energies become imbalanced or blocked, we had to get them balanced. Dr. Swan describes this inner framework as energetic DNA, the vibrational blueprint that holds a memory of who we truly are. Just as physical DNA determines the structure of our bodies, energetic DNA influences how we think, feel, and experience the world. When life's challenges such as trauma, loss, or stress disrupt the energetic DNA, it can lead to emotional distress, anxiety, depression, or even physical illness. Through metaphysical counseling, those energetic distortions are identified, understood, and gently recalibrated. Healing occurs at the deepest level. Metaphysical counseling at Dignity House works hand in hand with traditional therapeutic approaches like cognitive and dialectical behavior therapy. Clients learn to understand their emotions, not only through the mind, but through the energy behind them. Techniques such as guided meditation, breath work, mindfulness, and aura and chakra balancing help restore harmony within the energy field. This integrative process empowers clients to move beyond symptom management into a state of conscious healing, where mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual awareness work together in alignment. Under Dr. Swan's leadership, the metaphysical program at Dignity House bridges science and spirit, creating a pathway to recovery that honors the whole person. It's not about escaping reality, it's about realigning with it from the inside out. Because at Dignity House, healing is just not about changing behavior, it's about restoring the energy that defines who we are at our core. When we restore the integrity of our energetic DNA, we connect with peace, purpose, and the truth of our being. This is the heart of metaphysical counseling, and it's changing lives every day at Dignity House. So there you have it, metaphysical counseling. Thank you, Dr. Swan, for sharing this. And now you beautiful people are educated on metaphysical counseling. Stay tuned for another one next month. Woo! Well, tonight's guest is Samuel Swanson. I want to get his name right because I told him we have Swainsons in Bermuda, but this is Swanson. He is someone who believes that dreams can come true. As a little boy from humble beginnings, he dreamed of being on the big stage, singing his heart out with his velvet, effortless voice. And guess what? He did. He performed on American Idol, America's Got Talent, the Apollo in New York, collaborating with persons like Steve Harvey and Gabrielle Union, all achieved through many sacrifices. You know, his happy, effervescent personality aspires to his goal today, tapping into the creative talents of others to fulfill their dreams, no matter where they begin their journey. Samuel Swanson, please greet the beautiful people of It's Been Said. Happy to have you.
Hello, how are you, Miss Kat?
I'm good. All the better to connect with you. Yes, indeed. How was your day today?
First, I want to say, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. I just want to thank him first for this connection, because connection is very powerful for me as well. Any day I can speak, wake up, talk, sing, write, and just talk about my life. It's always going to be a great day.
Perfect. Well, we can't wait. So, I thank you for joining us all the way from New York. It feels like you're actually in the studio. But that will soon come. So, at this moment, you beautiful people, you know what it's time for. It's my monologue. And my monologue is going to be short because I really want to get into this interview with Samuel. So, my monologue is entitled Remember. Tomorrow is Remembrance Day, also known as Armistice Day and Puppy Day, hence why we wear a puppy. And I'm wearing my puppy in the studio tonight. The holiday is celebrated in the Commonwealth countries like Bermuda and Canada, Australia, to remember the end of World War I. Peace negotiations began at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. In my family, my step-grandfather, Frederick George Gibbons, born 1893, died 1932, fought in the First World War, and we have his medals to prove it. As a family, we are thankful for his service, and his country is as well. He also has a gold diamond next to his name at the memorial on Front Street in Hamilton. I love the inscription on the granite memorial which says, "Some gave all gave some." It was a very trying time, I'm sure, during those war years. In my research, I discovered that Bermuda sent the first colonial volunteer unit to the Western Front in 1915 and had more people per capita in uniform during the Second World War than any other part of the British Empire. Remembrance Day is an important part of Bermuda holidays. It is good to remember these brave young men who fought for our freedom. I can only imagine what their stories would be like. I hope one day to hear from my grandfather, F.G. Gibbons, his story. But until then, we will remember, lest we forget. So, that's my monologue tonight, gentle people, on Remember. Happy Remembrance Day. So I'm going to briefly open up the telephone lines. If anybody wants to tell a quick story of maybe somebody who was in their family in the war, or someone who fought, or just something, maybe you lived during World War II and you remember, you just want to share something. I'm giving you 30 seconds to call, and you know our number. It is 297-1027, or if you're calling from the United States, 1-888-257-9086. That is 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. I also always want to give a shout out to our great film videographer Azai. Yes, thank you, Azai, for being with us tonight. Yes, he's so faithful. He's here doing what he does best, and he's getting really good at it. If you've seen some of those reels on Instagram or Facebook, that is Azai doing his best. 16 years old. So watch out everyone. Okay, so I don't see the phone ringing, so that means we can go straight into our interview and give Samuel all the time to tell his story. So, Samuel, like I said, we're just happy to have you with us. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, you know, your early life, where you were born, your family.
All right. So, listeners, one thing we do have in common is we're from a small town, from a small place in the middle of nowhere. Pine Level is, I call, pretty much a big farmland filled with cows, chickens, ponds, inherited land that my grandmother and her sister inherited from their mother. Their mother ended up splitting it in between for me and my family and my grandmother's sister family.
Okay.
All I knew growing up was family. We partied together, we churched together, we loved together, we Christmas together, but everything was just extremely traditional. No one, because we were so at a good place, you know, such in a good place of our own, a lot of them in generations to come really didn't see anything outside of Pine Level, Alabama. Now, not saying that that's a bad thing, because when you have your own land, you have your grandmother, your family, your cousin, your sister, your sister's sisters, your nieces, your nephew, you know, and, you know, with, you know, the world today, a lot of people value family. And that was one of the things that my family did too. But growing up, I just always just felt like I was a city boy from in the heart. I never felt like I was in the right place.
Wow.
When I was little, my mom would always say things like, you just think the world's just going to give you what you want. I just always felt like in the inside that I was destined to do just like great things, but mentally, because I was in such a small place, I really truly believed that there was just no way out. Because at one point in my life, I kind of really truly believed that you had to have been born and destined to be great in those cities like California, New York, Atlanta. I didn't have the foresight to think that, okay, with hard work or just planning or just dreaming or believing in myself to just move that far, you know, everything was, you know, hard labor.
Yeah. So Pine Level was it, as far as you and the rest of your family was concerned. Because truthfully, like you said, you had a house over your head, you had family nearby to support you, you had property, you had it sort of in a very sort of, I guess, basic, secure sense of who you were. But you definitely had dreams.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But, you know, having huge dreams, but having family members sometimes who don't see the picture can be really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, when you're the oldest of five and you have no car, you have to literally depend on people. You have to, you know, I had that old school type living. You had to be home before the lights go off. If not, you will be sleeping outside.
now, Pine Level's in Alabama, so that's south, right? Considered south when it comes to America. Yeah. Did your family encourage you in any way did they sort of say, well, Sam, you could? And what was your dream? What did you dream yourself to be doing?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, education was very important. My parents did not believe in staying home. You was going to get your butt up every single day and go to school. You were not going to just be in the house all day. I was kind of annoying growing up. I was one of those overly active kids who were just literally just singing all day up and down the streets. The neighbors were like, can you just shut up? And I'm just like, oh my God, I just love doing this. And you always sort of kind of like prepare myself, like, sort of prepare myself to be like, hey, listen, I'm kind of the only singer out here. And like, no one's going to really understand what these passions and these desires and what I'm seeing on TV versus what they're seeing on TV.
Right, yeah.
It's going to really feel like.
Absolutely. And
so when it came to support, I had to always thug it out. And, of course, my the roof, stuff like that. But my grandmother and mother and grandfather supported me financially in some things to really help me advance. But it was my grandmother that I could always be like, hey, I didn't get it, and just bawl my eyes out.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Now, you did have a church life. And were you sort of performing in church when you were younger? Was that giving you the opportunity to do that?
Church was something that I was sort of kind of I just had to go. There was no not going. I was forced to sing even when I didn't want to, so definitely that. And I progressed. I've sang on worship teams. Did some very good workshops and things in church. Definitely, traveled the world, met some very great people. At one point in my career, I was going to be a gospel singer.
Okay.
But it didn't work out, but God is still good.
Absolutely. So with this dream, with this desire, with this sort of sense of something more, something bigger, how did you create in your mind this, I wouldn't say escape plan, but this way of getting out? What were some of the things that you sort of put into play?
Now, that is a very, very good question, because what some people take advantage of is a conversation, an email, a text. Because those three things can really change your life. That's all you need.
Right.
It's just one. And if you were to say, what was the actual steps to help you get out of that small town to that big city to start my dream? And the first thing I would say is tenacity, perseverance, faith, and just not giving up. Because there were times when I had no car, there was no Wi-Fi, there was no library. And I had to wake up sometimes at 6 in the morning to ride with my mom to sit in a Starbucks in the city to just grab my computer and my phone. And what I would do, because, we didn't have TikTok at that time. We didn't have, we had Twitter, but we didn't have, Discord and ChatGPT and AI and things of that nature. For me, I was like, I am in the middle of nowhere. How can I get out of here? And I didn't have any money. Now, we had... Now, I'm not going to say I didn't have money, but I didn't... At the time, I did not have money because At the time, I was a very successful hairdresser. back in the hometown. My auntie did it. My cousins did it. It was a family thing.
Sure.
I just always did different things, but I would every single day. I would pray. I'd be like, Lord, how can I get out of Alabama? I'm talking about, y'all, every single day, hours from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. every single day, looking for grants, looking for opportunities, looking for auditions. And at that time, I was on Craigslist.
Okay.
Craigslist was, for me and my journey, how the pieces together, it was just all, because at first, my whole entire dream was I wanted to be a superstar. I wanted my name on billboards. I wanted the world to know who I am, what I did, where I was from, that I had the same backstories. I go through the same trauma and all that, that stuff. Because every person goes through some stage of trauma.
Sure.
Be it happy, good, or bad. But I was just so ready to get out because it was just nothing around me. And to speed the story up, I'll never forget the day I was on Craigslist. I'm just going to give it to you in a row.
Okay.
I was on Craigslist one day and I saw this casting for The Voice. I reached out to this producer on Craigslist. He was like, hey, send me your information and videos. And I did not think it was a scam at all.
Right.
I trusted. He called me.
Yeah.
He set it up. And I rented that car and I went to Nashville. And I did great. I'm in college. It's just like everything's going great.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can sense it. Yeah.
I advanced through the competition, get to the final stage, and I'm let go.
Oh.
Now, when I'm let go, because, when you're going through opportunities sometimes when you're in the middle of nowhere and you feel like, oh my God, the door is about to open. Sometimes it's a test to teach you, to also show you, are you ready? Because I wasn't.
Okay.
And I'll never forget going back home from that first L we say here in New York now, because that's where I don't want to spoil that. But that first L, I'll never forget getting back. They ended up flying me back first class for the elimination.
Wow.
And I end up going back, and the plane ended up playing my audition song.
Oh my goodness!
Story. It was.
Oh my! Oh my!
It was like definitely like God was there, like being like, okay, yes, I know you was ready for this to change your life.
Yeah.
You were, like, when I tell you guys, I was so close. Like my foot would be in the tub.
Wow!
Wet. That's how close.
Wow!
And it was just like, oh, take it out. And it was the first time, because when I heard the song, I was so shocked. And the song was "Girl, Put Your Records On." And the first thing came on, "Three Little Birds," and I boo cried. I went back home to Alabama, and I was like, what am I going to do?
Wow.
It was my first time leaving the South in California. I'm seeing productions. I'm seeing the pianos. Everything's playing. And I got sent home and eliminated. And so I was like, I guess I'm going to go back to just doing what I'm normally doing.
Yeah.
And then just like that doubt that like creeps in, you feel like, well, hey, I guess you got to stay where you used to.
Yeah.
Be happy and, go for that plan B.
Right.
Another opportunity happened to me when I woke back up in that same cycle every single day into Starbucks, and I saw this Showtime in the Apollo casting.
Okay.
I applied to the casting, and I'll never forget, behind the building I did my audition, I sat my camera up. It was like during November. There was like this Halloween fixture bill over here with pumpkins. I sat my phone up and I just started singing. I was in the bathroom of Starbucks.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
Like singing, and I end up getting a call back. Now, this was my first time ever going to New York City.
How old were you, Sam?
Say that again.
How old were you?
At this age, I was around, I would say, like 24.
Okay.
24, 25-ish. I get to New York City. I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, oh my God, the city, the walls, oh my God, I'm at the Apollo Theater. I'm in this competition. Now, I'm not making this up, because this is a real story.
Yeah. It's your story. It's your story, Sam.
I'm making a disclaimer because it's going to seem like, what? Are you serious? So I'm in New York City, guys, in a televised competition. Now, this is me on one of the biggest stage in the world. You're talking about every legend, every icon, every comic, every legend star has been on that stage. And that was my first time to touch that wooden.
Ooh, I can imagine. Your dream.
It was amazing. I end up coming into second place.
Okay. Wow.
I end up coming to second place. I lost to a blind kid.
Ooh, okay.
There's politics in there, no shade.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm hilarious, y'all.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Absolutely. The stage is for you. Woo.
But he was talented, y'all. He was so skilled, and but again, the reason why I said that to you guys is because it was destined for me to be in second place. Because that second place ended up opening the door that changed my life forever.
Okay.
I go home back to Alabama. This is my second L.
Yep.
What am I going to do?
Back to Starbucks.
And there was this lady who was in the audience who was so moved and captivated by my singing, y'all. He DM'd me on Facebook and was like, "Hi, my name is Linda, and I just want to let you know, blah, blah, I think you're talented, you deserve blah, blah, blah. I want to meet you." Now, again, a random stranger hitting me up, y'all. The only reason why I trusted her, y'all, is because she had the same name as my mom.
Wow.
Linda, I'm not making this up, and I got receipts. My mom, she flew from New York City to meet me. Now, at this time, y'all, I was down in the dirt, y'all. I was living in one of my best friends.
Have you been selected to take part in Bermuda's 2025?
Everything was sort of, it's almost like I ended up losing everything, and it was for me to get ready to move.
Wow.
I lost everything. I was living in one of my friends, Terrell. Shout out to Terrell. He let me live in his apartment and for some reason, all the lights was still on.
What?
The lights were still on, the board was still working, and this lady flew down and she was like, "Yo, I want to come and meet you at your house." And I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but unfortunately I don't have a good place for us to meet. I just wanted to be so honest with you." And she was like, "Yeah, well, I'll get you a room."
Wow.
She got me a room. She bought her dogs. This is my first time being in New York with her dog. She took me out to eat. She sat down and talked to me about like recognizing and understanding what it's like to be in a family, and she just, I don't know, but it's like she felt me singing and saw my greatness to the point where she was there for 3 days and she told me, "I'm going to give you 2 days to make a decision.
Okay.
You can stay in Alabama or you can take this flight
to
New York."
Look at that. Oh my goodness. Dreams.
Yeah.
Dreams. And so you took the flight. We're thinking.
The crazy part was, I mean, what else could I do? I was already, living in a pretty much empty apartment that was ready for the next tenant, and the landlord and the maintenance to come in and clean up for the next tenant.
Right.
It was like you either stay there, you go back home. What do you do? And then my grandmother, who has been like my confidant,
wow.
I told her, hey, should I go? The first thing she said was, "It's gonna be cold up there. You don't know nobody up there. You need to stay down here." And I'm like, well, I'm just traveling around doing hair from time to time. I'm like, I was grateful because I was like, at least I'm not outside.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, but I was still like, I gotta get out. I get out.
Yeah.
So of course, I end up getting ready to go. And I was praying to the Lord, and He was like, don't take any hair products. Don't take a comb, because I went to school for cosmetology. I was I'm in New York City. I could
oh my goodness, of course.
I'm multi-skilled. It was like no. And the reason when he said no, he meant no, because I lost everything. It just vanished.
Wow. So you mentioned New York. Yeah.
In that bag, and I took that flight to New York.
Now, is this the one with $60, or this is the one not with the $60?
This is the one with $60.
Woo! Wow. That's faith, I would say. Sacrifice and faith. And this was your second time in New York. So how did that pan out? How did that transpire? With your arrival?
Because my grandmother has taught me respect, I will say it's a Tyler Perry movie with a little bit of I would say reality show, but it was a journey.
Wow.
What I will say is that everyone, good and bad, were such amazing people that I met along the way.
Sure. Isn't that wonderful when you meet people on this journey? Wow.
Yeah.
And you were homeless for a little bit, right? Or you were couching to...
Yeah, I was, because the crazy thing was that, before we get into that, I pretty much had a joyride in New York City. I felt like I had a revival of a spiritual vacation. I think because I took the leap.
Sure.
I had 3 years of no rent. It was like I moved to New York City and ended up meeting the right people.
Look at that.
At the right time.
Look at that.
I got into the fashion industry, and next thing you know, I was this show, this party, after party, that. It was, and what I learned was that I didn't even really need a fancy outfit. I would literally wear sometimes the same thing.
Ooh, okay.
The same thing, and what happened was, I'll never forget, when you deter from the plan that you set for yourself and what God is destined for you, sometimes you have side quests that literally sometimes can keep you dormant, or just give you a wake up call to say, do you go back home?
Sure.
Or do you still get out here?
Right.
And I was so used to the lifestyle of just walking up into big parties and big events and just being like, oh, it's me. Walking into where it's like, okay, now you're on the street.
Yeah.
On the street.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest with you guys, it wasn't really long, but it was long. But at the same time, I kept saying things like, okay, because when I was homeless, I still had grace because, a shout out to Jay. Jay, literally, he was like, hey, listen, you can't stay with me, but I have a car. You can stay in it every day.
So you were in the car?
I stayed in a car in Queens.
Wow.
It was, but you know, to be honest with you, it wasn't really bad. Because again, my thing was that like, number one, I was in a safe neighborhood. I was glad I wasn't outside still. And I just have to make a way with what I had and where I was. But what started getting to me was that like, my dream coming from Apollo, the TV show, to doing all these great things and the highs, the rewards, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm back at home.
Did you want to go back home?
I never wanted to go back home.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
Because I felt like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just really felt like, because I know like everybody's afforded to start over again, but sometimes I feel like you don't have to go back to where you start to start over again.
Okay.
Yeah, the support is going to be there and stuff like that too as well, but for me, sometimes I feel like that just enables, because if you get comfortable already down, you may go down further. And, you know, for me, you know, staying in the car, you know, it hit me one time because at this time, you know, I'm in New York City. I'm actively singing. I'm going to vocal classes. I'm just still dreaming. I'm writing songs, you know, interning, you know, labels, trying to work with them. I end up working with a studio. Somebody tried to steal my songs, but, you know, I'm not going to say anything on that. And I'll never forget sitting in that car and I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? Because it got to a point, Miss Cat, to where mentally, physically, I had to start realizing that, wait a minute, I'm looking into the trash can for food. And then when you're walking around with this old success and trying to hold this this image up of, oh my God, because you know, sort of kind of your surroundings sort of kind of set you as the leader or the example. You're like, you don't want to let those kids down, but you know, I didn't know transparency like that. But like God always comes through when you just wait, because I'll never forget the moment I did, Miss Cat, wanted to go back home. I ended up having a breakthrough.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. I woke up, had my bags packed. I went to my last vocal class. And my teacher at the time, he reminded me so much of my grandfather. Oh my God, like,
wow.
It was crazy. Because how I met my vocal teacher was through a really huge record label guy and his wife. They ended up dropping me off and I never seen them again.
That was it. That was their moment in time. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. It was the right place for me to be. And I went up, and I went up going to my vocal coach and I told him, I said, hey, I just want to say I love you so much for everything you've done. You hyped up my voice. You know what I'm saying, too, as well. He was like, just keep singing, man. And just keep singing, man. You need to be singing, bro. And I'm just like, you know what? Life ain't let me sing how I used to be. And he was like, you know what? He was like, shut up. He was like, we're going to go out to eat somewhere. So I was like, okay. So we go out to eat with me and some more classes, and I get a random phone call. And this is crazy. I get a random phone call from a lady whom I met in an audition line randomly the year before. She was nervous as heck. And I told her, I was like, hey, cheer up, girl. I was like, we sing and do this every day. Go in there and let them know why you want to be on this TV show.
Right.
She ended up calling me. She's like, hey, what are you doing right now? I was like, nothing, just chilling out. Would you ever do a cruise?
A cruise?
I was like, I've never done a cruise before. She was like, it's going to pay up to $30,000 to $40,000. When can you leave?
Wow. Like now?
like
yesterday?
Like when I tell you, in a week I left. Perfect timing.
Yes, always. Now you've done American Idol and you've done America's Got Talent before all this, right? I'm just trying to keep the timeline.
Yes, before all of this, yes. I did when I did Showtime in the Apollo. I did Showtime in the Apollo, and then I did American Idol, which is very rare. Because usually you really can't go from back to back. But I was able to do a lot of great things.
I'm saying, Sam, a lot of things. It's like your dream just sort of kept building one on top of another, and all that was part, like you said, a part of a plan. That was what had to happen. You didn't win any of these competitions, but all that gave you the exposure that you needed in a very short time. I say, so you're gonna get this cruise. And you take that up.
I take that offer because it was. I took that offer because it was just like the apartment. It's either you stay in Alabama or you go to New York, or it's either you stay in a car or you eat from the trash, or
a luxury liner.
You go sing and live in a cabin by yourself with a steward, and you get paid. And you go see the world.
Absolutely. Wow. So you went on the cruise as a performer? As a singer?
I did for 8 months.
Oh, how special is that? Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
It changed my life. It opened my eyes.
Now you're seeing the world.
Say it one more time?
You're seeing the world.
It did. And these were things that I manifested when I was younger. I was like, Lord, I'm going to be able to see the world for free. I said that. I'm not saying that just because I'm on this call with you.
No.
But I would say things like that when I was younger. And I would look to the sky and say it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that, and that will happen.
So said, so done. Yes, belief. So you were on the cruise for 8 months and you saw the world and you come back. And that's an interesting story because when you do come back, what's going on?
When I come back from the cruise, I get this sense of relief. I finally get a chance to see, like, okay, now I understand what it feels like to be comfortable. Now I understand what it feels to be in this thing every day singing. Because I was singing 6 days a week. And the crazy part of this, when I was younger, a consistent prayer I always prayed is, Lord, I just want to wake up and sing. I just want to wake up and I kid you not, Miss Cat. That was a very consistent, simple prayer I would always say. Lord, I just want to wake up and sing every day. Wake up and sing every day. And that is exactly what I did. And when I came back, because I went to Australia and New Zealand first, Akaroa, I went, so many places. and then I come back and I get on a Caribbean cruise.
Ooh.
The Caribbean cruise happens. A great testing to my career, and then COVID happens.
Ooh, that dreaded COVID.
Yeah.
So you get
COVID happens.
What was interesting,
like, what am I going to do?
You didn't even know that it was COVID. You sort of stepped off in the dock and like, oh my goodness, what's this?
I mean, the crazy part, Miss Cat, about that, and that's a true story when I tell you, because before I left for the Caribbean cruise, I prayed and the Lord was like, get off of Instagram. Like, stay away from American media. You're going out there, enjoy out there.
Absolutely.
And it was very hard for me because I was booming, great views, like giving I just stopped. I found out about COVID in a Walgreens. Literally getting like a Reese's and a Gatorade. And the guy's like, hey, so you got all your supplies? I'm like, what's going on? He was like, well, there's COVID. I didn't even know that like people had died. When I tell y'all, I was locked in the Caribbean. And the crazy thing was, it wasn't even advertised.
Ooh.
Like, I didn't even know anything about it.
Well, you were very fortunate.
That's probably controversial. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, you were very fortunate to get off that boat.
Yes, I was able to get off the boat. I come back in. I'm in an Airbnb, y'all, that I was literally only supposed to be in for a week because I'm getting ready to do the Asian cruise, which is a bucket list of mine. I always wanted to go to Asia, Asian countries, and I'm stuck in an Airbnb.
Ooh, wow. So you're in this situation now where you're in this Airbnb. It's COVID. What are your thoughts now? What's next for you? What's next for Samuel, who's just about done every stage there is?
I mean, yeah, there's pretty much every stage, Miss Cat. You know, it hits you. It probably did with everybody when you have to face yourself. Facing yourself is one of the hardest things you do because you couldn't go anywhere. You were isolated. You were in your own room.
Yeah.
And being that I already had somewhat of that lifestyle on a cruise, I sort of kind of walked into it a little bit more assimilated than most. And things of that nature. But when I looked into the hills, which came my help, it's been said when you don't know what to do, I will always know when to do it, how to do it, and show you what to do.
Amen.
And that's exactly what he did. And that is when OV9 Studios
was born. Tell us about this studio, because I love the name itself. I just love the name. Say it again so our listeners can hear. OV9. O
as in Oliver, V as in Victor, the number 9 Studios.
Okay.
OV9 Studios.
So what is OV9 Studios?
So OV9 Studios literally started from an amazing song that I wrote with my colleagues. This was like my first year coming in, like officially, like living in New York City. I'm going to vocal classes, and I wrote, and I wanted to write an album. This was my first time like writing songs, and I believed that I could do it. And I wrote a song called Overdrive, which is going to be released.
Okay. Wow.
It started there. And God started manifesting through it, through visuals, through stories, through images. And OV9 Studios happened because I had an idea to connect people around the world doing the same thing.
Okay.
And I put together a pitch. And I was like, Lord, this is so crazy, but I said, Lord, this is me doing the crazy thing again, but I was like, God, I want to produce a beautiful video with people from around the world.
Amazing.
And I want it to look like I spent 75 to 100K.
Okay.
I believe that. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Some may say, oh my God, he's trying to, strongman the freelancer, the intern. No. I wanted them in front and center. I wanted them to have creative control. We were talking about splitting the proceeds, and we meant it. We created some amazing things. And working in casting in New York City, connecting with artists from around the world, the studio was born. I started, and we have a lot of projects that's getting ready to come out. Unfortunately, we can't speak about them because of NDAs, but
sure.
OV9 Studios is literally a beacon of connections for some of the world's greatest primetime television shows. We cast MasterChef. We cast Beast Games. We cast Overboard for Love with Alexandra Cooper, which is coming out next year in 2026. We do VIP auditions for American Idol. Where we pretty much did casting for Scrambled Up, its first season on Hulu with Michael Leo. It's an amazing word game show that's coming out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you work with some amazing people.
I've got some amazing people. I've been able to meet some amazing people. I've been able to do some amazing things.
Wow. And you when we were talking, you called out some of your staff with you. There's Nadia, and there's Katrina, and there's somebody named Zero. Yeah?
Zero, yes. So
that's it.
I just want to say I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for everyone who is not here, and for everyone who is here, and for everyone who is here, and for everyone not here, and leave each other. One with core, it was with love, understanding, moral, and value and virtue. And the people here who are now Nadia, guys, is literally she probably hit me when I say this. She is the introvert to the extrovert, because I am a rocket fire of ideas, and she's like, chill. Write it down. We'll take it one step at a time. But she is my production manager. She holds it down.
Good.
They're based in the UK.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we understand the UK. Us Bermudians, we're part of that Commonwealth. So yeah. But the grand thing is you're coming to Bermuda, Samuel. And what are you bringing to Bermuda? Because we can't wait. We're excited about that. What are we bringing to Bermuda?
Yes, I'm coming to Bermuda with amazing ideas. I am wanting to come to Bermuda to be a vehicle of connections and literally create a community to get casting started, to get production rolling. Because what I do know is a lot of people really truly believe that they can do it by themselves. And that is the biggest deception a person can think.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's important that they have that idea. What's interesting that in our conversation you spoke about how you always wanted to be on the stage, but now you see yourself as not so in that light. Who is Samuel today, and what has changed?
Who is Samuel today? Samuel wants to be the person who helps everybody take the shortcut.
Okay, that's interesting. The shortcut, not the long way, the shortcut. Okay.
Because life is too short. Why are we trying to enable people to be able to get success earlier? Like my ideologies are. If change, one of my influence has to as well, and influence has to as well, and I'm perfect. I've made mistakes. We all have. And, doing the cruise ship really let me know what success really can be for me and how I can be comfortable and be okay with it.
Okay.
And working on that ship just really let me know that, like, hey, I know what I didn't have when I auditioned for American Idol, that the next person, if they do, they should do that.
Okay. Wow.
Behind the scenes is my type of stick.
Yeah. But you're still, are you still singing?
I am still singing currently. I'm in the process of, putting together some new sets. And to be honest with you, Miss Kat, I am actually getting bugged. I'm very
Ooh, okay.
I'm turning down gigs because I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm not ready yet because it's like I didn't expect it to come so fast.
Wow, yeah. So those dreams are still rolling. Yeah, the film is still rolling for those dreams, Samuel. Wow, wow. So we're excited about you coming to Bermuda, and we can't wait to hear you, see you, experience what you're experiencing with us. And and that's not going to be too far away from here. And the Samuel today that's helping other people, other young people, anybody to fulfill their dreams is, I think, an awesome thing. And Samuel, you once said that I know my life is not for me. It's for others. If I fight, other people will be encouraged to fight for their lives as well and their dreams. I took that out of the Montgomery, Alabama Advisor, something you said. And your story tells of your passion to see the forest and not just the trees. And that is something that we sometimes have difficulty. And when you look in the mirror and you see me, you see greatness. Your maternal grandmother was able to see the star in you. Continue to shine, Samuel, as more dreams become a reality. And we're looking forward to seeing you into Bermuda real soon. So thank you, Samuel. Thank you for your effervescent personality. Awesome. So right now, we open up the lines if somebody wants to call on Magic 102.7 FM, 297-1027, or if someone's calling from overseas, it's a toll-free number, 888-257-9086. You can call and ask questions of Samuel. Now is your time. If not, you can wait until he comes to Bermuda and ask him in person. But Sam, I have a question for you. Those who want to get into singing and performing, do they need a coach beforehand, or should they just go straight into the casting aspect? What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Great question, Miss Cat. As it's been said, in order for you to do anything, you have to have the drive first.
Okay.
And also have the talent second. Me, I am a very hard pleaser when it comes to the voice because I understand the connection to it.
Okay.
I definitely feel like some people have a natural born gift and they are just naturally born skillful to sing amazingly, and some don't. But every person needs a vocal coach. Every person needs a manager or a team behind them to help them along the way to have a more smooth career.
Yeah, you could get very lost in that kind of environment. Indeed you can. Wow. Well, Sam, we have truly enjoyed speaking with you, sharing your wonderful story. I was with you in all those adventures. I really was, on the cruise ship, on the stage. I was even with you in Alabama, and we are looking forward to seeing when you come to Bermuda. And so I want to thank you, beautiful people, for listening in. And if you just want to say goodbye to everyone, Sam, you can say that, and we'll see you soon.
Adios, mi amores.
So, thank you, beautiful people, for listening once again to It's Been Said. Everyone is born into their once upon a lifetime story, and we live to experience our happily ever after. What about you? Samuel has. If you have a story that you believe is uplifting, please send me an email at coolcat, KOOLKAT00 @hotmail.com, and we will get in contact with you. Thank you for listening in, and you now can follow us on Facebook on It's Been Said with Cat Wade, or on Instagram, It's Been Said with Cat Wade. Next week is going to be just as special. We meet together every week to hear everyday stories of ordinary people who have overcome challenges, finding ways to cope and to live extraordinary lives. Because as we say, a negative mind will never give you a positive life.